Today I'm doing gabions, gabiones in Spanish, and what we're doing is gabions are these cages here, if you look at them right here, and you put these cages together and they make a box, and that box you fill up with rocks, and that makes it retaining. My workawares, that's Mati and his wife Karen, and they're our favorite workawares. They're Chileans, and this is their second time visiting us. And they wanted to do the gabiones.
The second time, but our first time making gabiones.
And I reserved this job for them because they asked me to. They really did, I'm not lying. But anyways, so we're going to put a retaining wall using these beautiful rocks which have been there about 6 months. And so this is where it's going. It's got to fit right here around this wall. Excuse me one second. Yeah, right there to right here is the first cage that's going to go here on the ground. So we're going to clean all this up and level it. And you guys get to come along and watch. So this may be a couple of day project because if you look, that's a lot of rocks up there. It really is. So I don't know if you ever done a retaining wall in Chile, but the good thing about gabions for retaining walls is that what causes a failure of a retaining wall, or so I'm told, I'm not an engineer and I don't try to be one on TV even, is that they let the water go through the rocks, okay? And if you don't know, a gabion is a wire cage. It looks like it's chain link fence, but it's not. It's a little different because it's soldered together. And that wire cage you fill with rocks or boulders or whatever, preferably something you can manhandle around or use a bobcat to do, or a loader, but we don't have that. So our rocks are about cantaloupe size or smaller, hopefully. And but anyways, it allows the water, when you've got the wall, it allows the water to go through the rocks, and then you don't have the problem of the wall falling over. Because if you look a lot of these bridge abutments and things like that, and in people's houses that they have as well, these retaining walls in their gardens and stuff, and they use railroad ties and things like that, the walls eventually all fall over like this, and that gets dangerous, and you have to dig it out and redo all that work for fun. Well, gabiones, they stay there forever because once the water gets in the soil behind the retaining wall, it kind of liquefies, is what they say, and that will cause the wall to go over. But with the gabion, the water goes through the rocks. It's porous. It's like a screen. So today that's what we're working on, and hopefully we can get this done in a couple of days and get rid of the beautiful rock garden up there. We humorously call it the rock garden because it's become a rock garden. So I'll take periodic shots. You can see how it's going as we get it done. So stay with us. Thanks. Okay, so we got a gabiones, a cage, and basically unfolds like an accordion, and then you just wrap other cable around it. You cut little lengths of it and twist it around all the joints and the connections, and then in the center you can see where we made a grid so it doesn't bloom out on either side from the rocks pushing it. Actually, we'll put another grid in here too a little bit later once we get some rocks in it. So this is our basic cage together, almost together. We got a few more ties to do on the end down there, and then we'll be putting it in place over here and leveling it up and making sure it's in the right place where we start putting the rocks in it. Once you put rocks in it, it's there. It's not going anywhere, so you have to be real careful about where you put it. So, okay, we'll give you an update as we go on. It's not absolutely necessary to put a membrane between the membrane fabric like I have here between the gabiones. You don't see it typically here in Chile unless there's a lot of sand on a beach or something, but I actually had some of it left over from when I did my septic tank. So I'm putting a membrane barrier between the soil, and I'm going to use up what I've got right here for between there and the gabions. So we've got our gabion cage together. We're starting to fill it up. When we get about halfway full, we'll pull another set of vertical and horizontal wires in there to keep it from bulging out. Because you really want to keep that shape and that form, or it'll look really ugly and it won't do what it's supposed to do.
I already said that.
Okay, so here's another shot of the gabions. And you can see our diminishing rock pile, which is a good thing. And that's a formidable little basket there of rocks, so it's not going to go anywhere, but you notice they do squat a little bit. So this top one has to go that way a little bit against the wall, so it retains better down there. And it's come along good.
Five years ago, Lori, the boys, and I pulled up our roots and moved to Chile. Let me tell you, it was really scary. We were looking for an adventure of a lifetime. And what we really wanted was just a peaceful place to call home with kind and gentle neighbors. We wanted to enjoy the life that God gave us, free, simple, safe, and more beautiful than you can ever imagine.